with me when I say that Raja Jackson is a dumb animal that belongs in a cage for the next 30 to 40 years. End of discussion.
He gave in to the rage bait of his own chat on Kick that infuriated him even more, which is so crazy, some Black Mirror shit. So he decided to prove how strong he is. He was ready to kill a pro wrestler during his live stream in front of a crowd. The man had no remorse.
As clear as that is, you could still see a situation where some fucking delusional judge says, you know, he's a good kid and we're gonna give him a second chance.
Rampage Jackson's son, Raja Jackson, has shocked the world, brutally attacking wrestler Psycho Stu live in stream in an inhumane incident that is now being speculated to land him in jail. Following the shocking footage, MMA Guru went full throttle on Raja Jackson. Guru was candid, labeling Raja a dumb animal who deserves 30 to 40 years behind bars and no place in society. MMA Guru's unfiltered and brutal assessment made it clear that there is zero tolerance for such chaos. Guru points out how Raja's actions are nothing but attempted.
With me when I say that Raja Jackson is a dumb animal that belongs in a cage for the next 30 to 40 years. End of discussion. End of discussion. You are a dumb animal that does not belong in society. You have forfeited that right because you have proven yourself as an unevolved human. Go sit in a cage for 30 to 40 years where you belong, you dumb animal. End of discussion. That is attempted murder. But Raja Jackson, the son of Rampage Jackson, is a dumb, unevolved animal with no understanding of thought process of anything, and he belongs in a cage for the rest of I don't know how long. The next few decades at least.
To understand how things spiraled this badly, it all started when Raja arrived at a professional wrestling event and began streaming live. Tensions flared as Raja and Psycho Stu squared off face to face. In the heat of the moment, Stu smashed a prop gimmick can over Raja's head. The blow cracked open the empty can, leaving Raja stunned. With cameras rolling and the crew watching, it was clear Stu was just putting on a bit. It was fair that Raja was upset about that because he was unaware that it was a bit.
Stu.
Psycho Stu?
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, I think that's a little...
However, you can even hear the other wrestlers tell Stu that Raja is not a worker for the promotion. Psycho Stu was under the impression that Raja was in on the bit. Just like how WWE superstars know that they're just doing a bit with each other to entertain the audience.
Oh, you don't sell it? He's not a worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the was that?
You're good.
What was that?
But when Stu got to know that Raja was not a worker, he immediately showed regret. But since there were cameras, he also inquired if Raja was willing to sell it.
You don't sell it?
No,
he's not a worker, bro. I don't know why. He always thinks that we're working over here like it's part of the fucking storyline.
At that point, Psycho, after realizing that the cameras and the crew were Raja's stream, extended a hand of apology.
Khalil, Rampage. That's how we
No, bro. No.
Go ahead, Stu. It's all good. Because he always thinks it's a work, dude. Well, he's already hot, bro.
To keep the show alive, Raja was given the chance to flip the script and turn it into something bigger. He was offered the opportunity to stage a takedown on Stu and build a storyline out of the chaos. Raja immediately jumped on the idea and shook hands with Stu in accepting his apology.
So I understand where you're coming from. I'm a little hot right now, so let's go ahead.
You know what's
chill.
a good thing about this? Now I can make it something. Because I'm going to have you run in and the mat. You ready for that?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Right. Talk to the president.
Yeah, if you can do that for me, I'll be cool.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do that. Hell yeah.
I'm going to have him run in on your shit, in your mat.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. Hey, it's going to all work out, dude.
Yeah, as long as I can do that. Yeah.
It's all going to work out.
All right, bet.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they planned for Raja to get involved in the wrestling match, where probably they wanted him to like clothesline this guy build the story, do it for the stream, do it for the numbers. Go out there, clothesline the guy in the cage, throw a couple punches. Who cares if it hits him or not? Just don't kill him. Don't actually try and kill this guy. Obviously, you dumb animal.
For a moment, it seemed tensions had eased, as Stu explained directly to Raja that he believed he was a worker in the business. Raja accepted the apology and appeared to be calm afterward, with the tension seemingly diffused.
Sure, you get it.
I appreciate it.
I didn't know. I thought you were
I get it.
We're working out. Well, he's gonna come out on your match. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I get it. Yeah. I get it now. Now you
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're always working. So we'll set it up. Well, I'll have him come out during your match so we can fucking seal the whole thing and we'll make something out of it. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Well, now you just involved fucking Rampage himself, because that's his boy.
Psycho Stu thought Raja was a wrestler and that they were setting up a storyline. He said, I didn't know, I thought you were a worker, and then he says something about the camera crew.
But that calm was deceptive. Raja's end, and he was not okay, as when given the chance for the takedown, he followed it with 24 to 25 punches, clearly attempting severe damage.
He doesn't stop there. This dumb animal that doesn't belong in fucking society because he's an unevolved, dumb who belongs in a cage, then sees this opportunity while this guy's out cold, jumps on top of him, bang, massive shot to the underside of the jaw. Bang! Another massive shot on the chin. I'm going to go to the other angle because you can see it landing clear. Okay? You can see it landing clear. He slams it. Jumps up. Smash. Right on the guy's jaw while he's unconscious. Might not have been completely out yet. He definitely is now.
He gave in to the rage bait of his own chat on Kick that infuriated him even more, which is so crazy, some Black Mirror shit. So he decided to prove how strong he is. He was ready to kill a pro wrestler during his live stream.
Amid the backlash, Rampage Jackson stepped in and wrote on Twitter saying, "I want to clear up the misinformation about my son Raja. I've been confirmed that the wrestler, Stuart Smith aka Psycho Stu, is awake and stable. Raja was unexpectedly hit in the side of the head by him moments before Smith's match. Raja was told that he could get his payback in the ring. I thought it was part of the show." Further sharing his perspective, Jackson stated, "It was bad judgment and a work that went wrong. Raja is an MMA fighter, not a pro wrestler, and had no business being involved in an event like this. I don't condone my son's actions at all. He suffered a concussion from sparring only days ago and had no business doing anything remotely close to physical contact." Getting emotional with everything that transpired, Jackson went on stating, "As a father, I'm deeply concerned with his health and the well-being of Mr. Smith. That being said, I'm very upset that any of this happened, but my main concern now is that Mr. Smith will make a speedy recovery. I apologize on his behalf and to Kick for the situation." In response, the promotion also issued its own response addressing the incident. First and foremost, our thoughts and prayers were with our brother Mr. Stuart Smith, Psycho Stu, as he remains a priority, and we're monitoring his well-being. What was supposed to be a planned and agreed-upon wrestling spot turned into a selfish and irresponsible act of violence against Mr. Smith. This egregious act is reprehensible and never should have occurred. In the 17 years of operation of Knock X Pro Wrestling Academy, there has never been anything as heinous take place such as this, and we apologize to our patrons and fans. Responding to Rampage's statement, the Weasel argued that the most troubling part of the situation is the premeditated aspect. He noted that Raja openly shared his intentions on the livestream before the incident and then carried them out exactly as planned. The Weasel emphasized that Rampage makes it seem like Raja's actions were an immediate response during the can smacking scene, which was just a gimmick can.
Moments before, there was a whole premeditation from Raja that took place in between. That is one of the most damning things about this whole thing, right? You can't just scoff over the premeditation. He thought that through. He talked about it. He told his live stream what he was going to do, and he did exactly that. Rampage is making it seem like it was a spontaneous, instant reaction to what happened. That is not the case. He accepted the apology twice and gave him a response of understanding that mistake. He's like, yeah, now I get it, you know, it's not a big thing. Now, the whole concussion excuse, I just don't care, dude. Did he have a concussion days prior? Maybe. Right? And that could cause him to be outlandish.
Additionally, analyst Lucas Tracy weighed in on the situation, suggesting that with the way the current justice system operates, there is a real responsibility that Roger Jackson could walk away without facing any repercussions for the incident.
Ties into another thing that I want to talk about, which is as clear cut and dry as this case is, it's clear as day. If you just watch the video with your 2 eyes, it's attempted murder. As clear as that is, you could still see a situation where some delusional judge says, you know, he's a good kid and we're gonna give him a second chance. We're gonna give him a third chance, fourth chance, fifth chance, sixth chance. Next thing you know, he's gonna get his 20th chance. And it's like, somehow, some way, do not put it beyond the system to not look at this as attempted murder. Like, do not put it beyond them to look at this with a glazed over look and think, just a couple of pit-pat shots.
Meanwhile, Oscar Willis gave his take on the controversial remark, noting that this is the kind of chaos that happens when people are constantly streaming their lives. He noted that situations like this push individuals to act out in strange and unpredictable ways.
And he's caught on the phone call where they tell him, like, the guy's not waking up, and he's like, my bad. So, pretty open and shut case, mate. Good job. This is what happens when you let people stream their life. People start acting out weird because they have to make a stream of them sitting in a restaurant entertaining rather than go home and be with your family or something. But anyway, that's kind of besides the point. He's an idiot.
However, MMA Guru continued his harsh criticism of Raja Jackson, calling him someone who can't think normally and insisting he doesn't deserve to be free in society.
On an unconscious man, you are a murderer in the process right now. You are attempting murder. You dumb animal, get in a cage. I cannot express that enough. Certain people don't belong in society with us. End of discussion. And he is one of them. This is a dumb animal with no frontal cortex. End of discussion. Whatever that thing is in the front of your brain, if that made me sound even dumber. Whatever that thing is that makes you have reason and logic, this dumb animal don't fucking have it.
Adding to that, the Weasel pointed out that Raja Jackson had pre-planned his attack, intending to land as many punches as possible until others physically pulled him off. He explained that Raja had no intention of stopping on his own, and argued that if there had not been an interception, Psycho Stu might not have even survived the assault.
He thought this thing through, by the way. This is not a spontaneous act. It was premeditated. He literally recorded himself saying that he would punch that guy as many times as they could until they pull him off of him. But he doesn't know how long that would take, and he didn't care how long it would take. So he's gonna punch him as many times as he can. And he said that somebody told him that he was allowed to punch this guy for real. And if that pink-haired wrestler did not pull him off, who knows what would have happened? Psycho Stu is the wrestler. Who knows if he would still be alive?
No, I'm beating this guy's ass, bro. I'm trying to see how long I get to stay in there for. I don't know how long this. I'll tell you guys this. They told me to hit him and just leave. Somebody who pulled me off of him will leave. I'm telling you, I'm gonna hit him as many times as I can. Watch.
Jake Shields also weighed in, revealing that he had been with Rampage Jackson when the incident unfolded. He noted that Rampage was clearly upset in the moment and made it obvious that he was far from happy with the situation.
Jake Shields out here in Jersey. Listen, real quick, I wanted to ask you, I know you're close with Rampage Jackson, you guys are good friends. What was your immediate reaction to what his son his son did yesterday?
I was with him, extremely unhappy. He wasn't happy. You know, he's my friend, so I can't really overcome that. Rampage was definitely not happy. I'm happy with everything.
I mean, so you were Rampage when he saw the video. He was disappointed?
That would be understatement.
Oh, that would be understanding. Okay, cool. Well, hopefully they can get it all figured out and so
he's
learning lessons.
I'm a father. He's a father. Obviously, he's very concerned with his son. He wants him right, but he's also very unhappy. So, I don't want to get anything at Rampage, but not happy.
Shields also sent his well wishes and prayed for a speedy recovery for Mr. Smith, acknowledging that the entire situation was quite unfortunate.
He's also very concerned because he loves his son, so he's very concerned. So that's a tricky situation.
Well, prayers to everyone involved.
Yeah, exactly. I hope everything. Hope the guy ends up healthy. Hope his son is okay. Okay. It wasn't a good situation.
All right. Thank you for your time, Jake.
However, Weasel further highlighted that Raja Jackson showed no remorse for his actions and appeared more concerned about whether the the viewers on his stream perceived him as an alpha rather than the damage he had just caused.
The first thing that came to his mind was what his chat was thinking. If you watch the full stream, literally the first thing he started to think about was his chat.
Bro, this shit isn't staged, bro.
You have your mic on you, right?
Yeah, I got my mic. Think you should have hit me with a can. I'm tired of everybody thinking I'm soft and weak and shit.
It is insane that he'd be willing to do that in front of everybody and record it. This guy premeditated the entire thing on camera, by the way. On camera. Literally talking to chat about his methods of pulling this off.
Moreover, the weight concept tore into Raja Jackson, criticizing his poor decision making and claiming he's clearly not well adjusted mentally. He went on to bash Raja for displaying an immature and ego-driven mindset that only fueled the reckless outcome.
That's what we're doing. Who in their right mind would think that means throwing actual punches? And I don't even know if that was the actual agreement as to what was supposed to have happened. This is all just from Raja himself, which clearly his decision making isn't the greatest in the world. He's clearly not well adjusted upstairs, so I have a little problem trusting what he's saying at all. But if that was the case and they tried to pull him off him and he throws them off and goes back for more, you're an absolute scumbag that has no ability to think, or whose ego is so fragile from what happened hours beforehand, where he had an empty can kind of swung on the side of his head, very lightly, I might add. And again, it was immediately apologized to when the situation was revealed that he was not a part of the show or the festivities or pro wrestling at all, and apparently was squashed in that moment to then go and do that.
However, Chael Sonnen took a controversial stance on the situation, gaslighting the community by insisting that he knows Raja Jackson personally and describing him as calm and level-headed. This defense came despite Chael having seen the footage of the incident unfold in front of everyone.
Raja Jackson, Rampage's son. Now, let me just start out with a disclosure to you all that I know this young man, and I like him a lot. I don't just know him to be level-headed and calm, I know him to be quite polite. Now, I want to preface that because I don't think that will interfere with my ability to tell you what happened here, but this is a wildly complicated situation. So, let's start with what you saw. You saw Raja get in the ring as part of a wrestling angle that was scripted and planned.
Sonnen doubled down in his defense, claiming that while the punches looked heavy, it did not seem like Raja Jackson had lost his temper, nor the attack was driven by anger.
Of the ring, which appears to be very clearly what they agreed and had planned to do. Now, the landing is not great. When Raja brings Psycho Stu down, it's not great, and Stu lands in a way and he hits the back of his head, and he looks as though he perhaps lost a level of consciousness right then.
He stressed that the situation was real, but framed it as nothing more than a mere performance that was planned rather than an outburst of rage.
Right, the action is supposed to look like he's punching him. The action is supposed to look like he turns him in a 180 and slams him down on the back of his head. So then, where you cross that already blurred line, right, which professional wrestling is already the blurred line, where you cross that is where Jackson actually gets angry.
But MMA Guru fired back at Chael Sonnen, declaring that he's done with the pointless takes that lack any substance or validity. He openly mocked Chael's perspective and stance on the entire situation, dismissing it as out of touch and irrelevant.
I'm done with Chael. No, I'm done with Chael. I'm done with Chael. Done. That's it. You have no validity on any opinion ever. Sorry. End of. Sorry, that's done. Anytime there's any kind of allegiance with you, it's done. That's it. Whoa. That's very open. He could have been told to kill him. He could have been told to try and kill him. What a weird take. What a weird take. That's not open to interpretation. Like, we'll get you in there on the mats with him and we're going to make this a work. We're always working. They were saying it to Raja outside the event. And then they said, you can go in there and get even with him. They're not telling him go out there and rain down unconscious, like, shots on his unconscious body and try and kill him.
In the end, the fallout from Raja Jackson's shocking outburst continues to ripple across the MMA and pro wrestling community, dividing fans, fighters, and analysts alike. But in the end, we all hope that Mr. Smith recovers soon. So let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think Raja Jackson will be jailed? Share this incident with a wrestling and MMA fan, and we shall see you in the next video with more updates.